I'm tired of hearing all the scientists that come on, podcasts and NPR or stuff, and they talk about everything that they declare with sure confidence. I need to do at least one video, multiple videos, but all on the communication of science. Scientists have always had a problem where they just declare things with total confidence and they know for sure exactly what they're talking about with no doubt, even though the basis of science is to always be willing to change your mind and always be willing to. And yet scientists who work in the field seem to forget this very thing when they're communicating. I think that most science communicators, even authors who are practiced communicators, and I feel a need to explain to everyone that they are wrong, and often wrong. And here's a really good example that I just heard from a scientist a social scientist who studied racism or something. So they had a face of like an Asian person and a face of a Midwestern white American person. And then they played the audio for the people. And the people, they were like, Oklahoma students or something when they saw the foreign face, and then heard the audio, they said that it was harder to understand. And the people who saw the white face and then heard the audio didn't have that feedback. And the scientists came to the conclusion that we're all a little racist, and that's a poor conclusion, when it's much more logical and simple to think that all communication is difficult to gather. We all rely on more than one thing. We all rely on more than just the words that we can hear. We look at being able to read lips and see facial expressions and timing and interaction, asking questions and whatever. So when somebody hears something, audio, in their native tone and native tongue, but they didn't gather everything, they're going to look for some other explanation. The words were too hard, the vocabulary was too boring, I stopped paying attention or whatever. But when they see this obvious excuse put in front of them, there's going to be a statistical amount of them that will assume, oh, well, maybe it's because of their accent or something. It was harder to understand. And then they report, well, I had a hard time understanding it. And then these scientists who seem to forget how communication works say, oh, we're all a little racist, and look at that, here's our little evidence. Bad, bad, bad. Now, in other videos, I'm going to keep talking about other poor communication from scientists, constantly raising the flag, and not saying that scientists are always wrong. I'm saying that scientists come to the wrong conclusions often because of their bad communication skills. More on that in another video. I just need to raise the flag of hey, today, okay.